Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Truly the Lord is good. And we always solicit your prayers that you pray with us and for us. Lord, we use us for his honor and his glory. From that 1 John 2 and 15, 16, and 17, I want to go back and pick up Matthew, I believe, Matthew 22 and verse 36 through 39. And Jesus is talking in that particular passage. And he says these words. He says, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God." Yeah, you know it. With all thy heart, mind, thy soul. And thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Those are the things to us to love. And when we get to 1 John, the writer tells us the things not to love. I want to talk about redefining life's priorities. Redefining your priorities, your life's priorities, because I believe that sometimes we get our priorities all mixed up. And the things that's so important to us sometimes is not as important as things that should be important to us. Amen. And you keep living and you learn that. Now, you know, some life's lessons come hard. Are you with me?
Amen.
Can I use hell up here? You ever heard of hell? Is that a bad word? Well, Miss Sam used to always tell me, "Rap is hell getting old."
All right.
And I would always tell her, "Oh, baby, you young, da, da, da," you know, and she, "Well, boy, I'm hurting here and there, da, da." And as age gets in us, old age is very inconvenient. I was telling you about the banquet the other morning. I was teed off because, you know, we get caught up in how fast we can move, how hard we can work, and all that, you know. And if the truth is told, most of you in my age bracket, you don't think you're old.
All right.
Hello.
But I know you're not young. And so, when we get a certain age, now, okay, now I'm just talking to media, you want to be able to do all the things you used to do.
Amen.
Now, what was is not what is. And so some things we have to put in perspective. We have to get our priorities in order. Now, if you don't do that, don't worry. They'll take care of you. I know. A fellow told me, "Man, I'm going to work all my life."
All right.
He was working at the bakery. And working. But the doctor told him, "Don't work so hard. You know, you got some conditions. Slow down."
Yeah.
But he worked for dead. Well, you can get caught up in this thing called loving the world.
Amen.
Everybody likes some money. Everybody likes some extra money.
Yeah.
And so what we do is kill ourselves for the world.
Amen.
Now, I have to talk to me so that I can keep things in perspective. And this season here of life, you know, you got spring, summer, winter, fall, the season of life. I ain't gonna let you cause me to dislike you. You know, some people hate you for all their life. You know, some people you can't stand. You get around, you can't even smile. But listen, you gotta get to the point where you're gonna love folks regardless. Because he required that. And so listen, as you go from one season to the other, believe you me, every season of life gonna change something. You don't have to like it. Your priorities will force you to deal with it. Some things you have to reevaluate. Are you with me? Now, I'm looking at some of you. Just looking. There's a lot of things most people like me has to reevaluate. Well now, I ain't talking about you folks in the spring. Don't see many spring folks in here. Not talking about you folks in the summer, not many summer folks in here. Most of us are fall and winter. Boy, that's hard to, folks want to get away from that. You know why? I thought about the time we used to have a senior choir. Nobody wanted to be a senior. Senior choir died when folks got about our age, 65, 70. Nobody wanted to be on no senior choir. It's young adult and the gospel choir. The senior choir died. You don't see no senior choir right here now, do you? Everybody wants to stay young. They want to stay in those seasons. You can't stay there. And so you better get your priorities in order. My friend, I call him my friend, Deacon Smith used to be here. Y'all know him. He lived to be 100 years old. And he used to tell me, Ray, if nothing get old but my clothes. It was in his mind. You understand? And he did until he could do no more. For the time, don't play with nobody. And so by being around him so much, I saw when time start creeping in. When he used to jump up off the chair, couldn't do it anymore. Time things change. Well, listen, if you don't change, time will change you. And so at some point in this life here, you got to get your priorities in order. You see, because if you don't get your priorities in order, you can't please God. That's why the writer tells us don't love the world and the things of the world. But he did say you should love the Lord, your God, with all. Look at here. That's the thing that we neglect. We call ourselves loving God, but then he moves the front, take it further, and say your neighbor as yourself, he said. Boy, we love ourselves some self, don't we? But he said, Jesus said, love your neighbor like you love you.
Amen.
Now, that's pretty rough, eh? Because when you think about yourself, you get a pedigree and you get whatever, all this good stuff here. You go out and eat filet mignon and all these other things, and then you won't give your neighbor a piece of bread. You overcooked, you got too much food in your house, and you give it to the dog rather than give it to the poor. But yet still we say we love God. We love God, but we're real stingy. Now look at here. I ain't telling you what I think. I'm telling you what the word says. Now, if the word tells you to love God with all mind, heart, and soul, and then he moves on to the neighbor as thyself, that's a powerful thing there. Oh, why? Because when you do that, guess what? God smile on you. Amen. Do you hear me? Man, everybody ought to want God to smile on you. But look at here. God frowns on us when we love the world. No, because when we love the world, we do anything for it. Amen. Are you with me? One thing about ourselves sometimes, we don't want to be honest with self. All right. Do you hear me? We don't want to be honest with ourselves. Because sometimes we get to the point where we trying to fool God. Now, let me make it plain for you here. You got... That's all right. Take it down. All right. I want this to be plain. You got a wife. And you got a girlfriend. Yeah, wife and a girlfriend. You got a husband and a boyfriend. Now, the husband and the wife, the love is required. Because that's bone of your bone and flesh of your flesh. That, you understand? Now, guess what? you ain't fooling her. And you ain't fooling him. When the boyfriend and the girlfriend gets all of the attention, get all of the love. You bring the honey a hot dog, but you take a steak to the friend. You know what I'm talking about. You can't understand any plainer than that because that's straight down your line. Well, God is the same way. We say we love God, but we treat God like a stepchild. We say we love God. He said love him at all. But look at here. You come to the house of God and give him a nickel and a dime, but you love God. We find all kinds of excuses not to give to God's house. We find all kinds of excuses not to give in the name of God. And so we find all kinds of excuses why you ain't fooling me. You see, because God knows the heart. And man doesn't have to know the heart, but he knows your action. Because look at here, a pear tree, an apple tree, a plum tree, and all the fruits come on, and all of them rotten. I don't have to judge it. I know something is wrong with the root. Something is wrong with the tree. And so look at here, it's old cliche, judge the tree by the fruit is bare. And so see, you can't fool yourself. Amen. So you know you can't fool God. Now what God expects of us as children of his who say we love him and say we worship him and we say we adore him, but we don't love our friends. We don't love our fellow man. We don't love our brothers and our sisters, but we love the world. It shows up. What I'm trying to tell you folks, it shows up in your attitude. It shows up in your gratitude. And look at here, don't be deceived, for God ain't mocked. We reap just what we sow. Now look at here, nobody can't redefine your priorities but you. Do you hear what I'm saying? Look at here, and there are times I gotta sit down by myself and get me together because sometimes my priorities are all messed up. You see, I can't talk to you without talking about me because I got some things in me that I got to go to God about. I got some things in me that I got to deal with because sometimes my priorities are all messed up. But I'm so glad I'm not by myself here. I'm glad that, look at here, I do know him. And when I know him, look at here, I don't care how bad my priorities are, I can go to him. You see, and I can have a word to him. And when I talk to him, look at here, here. I have to tell him, you know me better than I know myself. Help me clean up this hair. Help me straighten up this hair. Because once, look at here, sometimes, well, look at here, when you don't like what you do, guess what? You know God don't like it. When you don't treat folks like you want to be treated, look at here. When you don't love your fellow man, when you don't, look at here. One thing I've come to learn, anybody can go to church. But it's a hard task to live the church. Because look at here, when the church is in you, am I by myself here? When the church is in you, I mean really, really in you, there's something on the inside that bubbles up. There's something on the inside that wells up. I ain't trying to fool you, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, look at here. Every now and then, go into your room all by yourself. Because folks don't like to go by themselves, but go into your room all by yourself and have a talk with God. Whether you confess it or not, God already know it. But look at here, David was a man the Bible called after his own heart. But David sinned and walked around and thought that everything was all right until the prophet came and had a word with him. And when the prophet told me, you are the one, David went in his room all by himself and had a talk with God. And he told God to create me new. How many of you ever done that? Tell the Lord to create you in a clean heart, renewing your right spirit. Look at here, because every now and then you wonder sometimes why your attitude's so bad. You wonder sometimes why you go to the house of God and you ain't got no joy. You wonder sometimes why you go to the house of God and you still ain't got no peace. Well, look at here. Let me talk to you. It ain't nothing wrong with everybody. It might just be wrong with you. And so look at here. When you get your priorities right, look at here. I said when you get your priorities right, when you reevaluate yourself, look at here. Excuse me here, but something wrong with everybody. It ain't just you, but it's me too. Everybody got something wrong with them. I don't care how holy you might be. I don't care how sanctified you might think you are. There's something wrong with you. And when it's wrong, look at here. What you need to do is go and get your... Let me ask a question. I got a few of them. Now, in order for you to redefine your priorities, my first question is this. What are your values? That's a big question because everybody don't know that. What are your values? The things that you value is the things that dictate your life.
Amen.
Oh, you ain't fooling nobody. What you value dictates your life. Next question. How much time you spend with God? I ain't talking about those church stuff. I'm talking about God. How much time you spend with him? See, you got good sense. You ought to be able to rationalize with God. Oh yeah. Listen here. I tell you this before. I don't always agree with everything in King James.
All right.
I got good sense. If it's God's word, I'll rest with my spirit.
Amen.
If there's a contradiction, it's because of history. Now you can't go back and take history and throw it in the ditch and think history ain't history, because history is history. And so look here, God will always give you clarity. Huh? And so listen, when God is talking to his children, and Jesus was conversing with them, they said, we are Abraham's children. Remember that text. He said, if you were Abraham's children, you wouldn't want to kill me.
All right.
In other words, He was saying you're children of the devil.
That's right.
Now, I say that to say the same. Look at how you treat people.
Amen. Amen.
Listen, there's always been a lot of religion. Religion has always been popular. Amen. Religion is always popular because they know what's sure. Amen. Let me drop something for a minute. Benny Hinn. Anybody know who Benny Hinn is?
All right.
Huh?
Benny Hinn.
Benny Hinn was probably at some point one of the biggest prosperity preachers around. With all this so-called healing. People going from Timbuktu to find it all over the world. Now, I ain't making it up. It's on national news. He said he repented. Can you believe this? I repent. What are you repenting for, Benny? Because I fooled a lot of people. All right, Benny. Since you repent, and these people you fool them out millions and millions and millions of dollars, if you really repent, why don't you go give them that money back?
All right.
Huh? Well, listen. First of all, you're filthy rich now, and you call yourself repenting? Huh? Folks, listen. Anybody can be stupid. Anybody can be foolish. Now, I think it still makes sense to me, and I think that folks ought to reevaluate their priorities. Oh, you're quiet.
All right.
You don't need to give nobody all your money.
Yeah.
You better pay your bills first. Now, somebody tell you, but if you don't pay your bills, the Lord gonna curse you if you don't pay your tithe. That's a lie.
Yeah.
I said it. Because God ain't like that. Bible says he loves a cheerful giver. Tithes work in his season. But listen, if you don't refine some of your priorities, you'll still be a fool. Now let me just drop so anybody can be a fool.
All right.
You know why? The devil deals with what? He deals with your mind. Your mind and your emotion. Now, I'm just dropping this one. If you get somebody really emotional and miss their emotions, you don't tell them what they might do.
All right.
It's a difference between being spiritual and being emotional. Well, God don't care how emotional you are. You can holler and scream and, oh Lord, I want to. Listen, he ain't looking for that. He's looking for your spirit.
Amen.
A clean heart. See, sometimes people holler and cry out of guilt. Listen. Now, I ain't telling nobody how to live. But now I listen. If you done treat your mama wrong,
Right.
you done treat daddy wrong, disrespecting. Now all of a sudden he's on his last leg about to die. Mama done died. That's him. Now all of a sudden you want to get religious. Too late. Too late. You better get spiritual and ask God for forgiveness.
All right.
If not, you will be hollering until you die. Emotionalism. So listen, folks, it's very important that we reevaluate our lives, aims and purposes.
Amen.
Let me just put this in there too. Folks, listen. You ain't nothing but a religious person if you don't spend time studying the Word of God.
Amen. Amen.
Oh yeah. if you never make up your mind to just get into the Word of God, just go to church, you will never grow.
My Lord.
Some folks are never going to grow because the devil keep telling them they don't need all that. Yeah, you need it. Do you know why we've been tricked so long? Huh? I know y'all don't want to hear this, but listen, that's how you trick folks. You trick folks who don't have knowledge.
All right.
You trick folks who don't know who they are. Yeah. Black folks, you can't be white. Why would you want to be? They're hard down trying to be black like you and you don't know it. You're trying to be white. And they're hard down trying to be black. You know why? Because they know you're the original.
All right.
But you don't want to be a fake. I ain't knocking all this stuff in this. I'm just saying, you got to know who you are.
Amen.
As long as you don't know who you are, you're going to get tricked. All right, I'm going to go a little further. Y'all quiet. Do you know why we fight each other so much?
All right.
Okay? You know why? Huh? See, when you hate your brothers and your sisters, you know what that come from? Huh? Huh? Self-hate. Self-hate. That's self-hate. Now, listen, folks. You a mega star, and you call all the black women B's and W's. You multi-millionaire. Now, you know the man didn't fool you. Why is all the sisters got to be B's and W's? Huh? I'm just asking a question. You don't get your priorities in right. See, listen. He tells us here, see, when you love the world more than you love your fellow man, you're in trouble. You're headed for destruction. That's all. That's the only place you can go. He said, love not the world, nor the things that's in it. The world has passed away. See, we think, man, listen, I look at Trump sometime and he think he'll take all that money with him. He'll be in there. But he can't predict how his children gonna spend it. You can't predict. You can have $1 million and die and give it to the children. They be broke tomorrow.
All right.
It happens all the time.
All right.
See, if your mind is not right, you're just a religious person, that's all. And what I'm saying here, going one end out the other. I didn't like that sermon Rev preached today. It didn't do me no good. That's what people do with truth. They want to reject it. The devil wants you to do, you ain't got to listen to all that foolishness. Well, don't listen to it.
All right.
You go and study the word. And listen, I have to do it.
Amen.
I have to re-examine me sometimes.
Amen.
No, the preacher perfect. Shh, I ain't got to do that.
All right.
Preacher ain't got no faults. Yeah, I'm the man of God. Right.
Yeah.
See, listen, if the devil attacked Jesus,
That's right.
what do you think about a preacher? What do you think about you?
That's right.
All you virtuous folks. I tell you this and I'm going to tell it to you again. Religion don't do nothing but divide us.
Amen. Amen.
You ain't got to believe it. See, as long as the devil can keep us divided, you apostolic, I don't deal with you. You Pentecostal, you Methodist, you Baptist, you Southern Baptist, all this craziness. I don't associate. Hell, if you don't speak in tongues, you ain't saved.
All right.
You got to get baptized. Baptism. Speaking in tongues, you never see nobody. The devil can speak in tongues.
Yeah,
I done heard the devil speak in tongues before. What are you saying? I don't know what you're saying. That don't make you say it because you do that. See, you got people so brainwashed. See, so much trickery going on, folks. I know you're going to hear. Listen, I'll tell you this and I'm through. I ain't jealous of nobody.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, you think I'm jealous of you got more members or your church full up today? No, man. Sometimes the biggest crowds are the biggest devils. You know, people crave entertainment. Oh, they crave that. And if you can keep folks in an entertainment mindset, they'll never get spiritual. They'll do any and everything just like the world does. Now listen, here's the truism of it. You judge you. See? Guess what? You know you. And you can hide behind the facade all you want. But you know you. Now, he tells us this for a reason. Because it's so easy to get caught in this world trip. Love not the world, not the things of it. Now notice he said love. Because the things that you love and you cherish, you do anything for. Don't love money. Don't love wealth. Ain't nothing wrong with it. He said don't love it. I mean, you know, all the good things are for you. You ought to have them, but don't love them. Because listen, folks, we're here just for a season. A season. Now, I'm close, but listen. As you get ready to process your own destination, most of us don't like the process. You think we're gonna live forever? Nobody wants to evaluate old death. Now, I ain't never been there. I ain't never been dead before. I ain't in no hurry trying to find out what it's like. Because when it's time, I'm going. But listen, some people think that they're going to be here forever. You think that? Listen, folks, I thought one time I never going to get sick. Running, jogging, eating right, and living right. Felt good for a long time. So my mindset said, man, you're going to be young forever. In my mind, head started getting bald and gray. Arthritis started setting in the knee. All kinds of things started happening. And that's trying to tell you something. Oh, death sneaking up on you. Boy, that's not soft. We think it's soft, but it's not, folks. It could be the most peaceful thing in the world. All right. I'm just in a hurry to find out. But listen, we have to come to terms with it. We have to come to terms with that. Now, the spiritual you get, the better understanding. My view of it now is just going on the hills there and be with the other brothers. Yeah. They're waiting on them. I said, I ain't gonna hurry to get there, but they're waiting. Mama and daddy and brother and sister waiting. You know, go on. I'll be there when I get there. You see, but we have to process it to the point where it gives us peace. Boy, y'all quiet, we start talking about dying. Simply because nobody wants to die. Everybody wants to go to heaven. But nobody wants to die. And I tell you folks, it's difficult for people like us trying to walk people through death and we ain't never been there. You know, it's like, well, I'm saying if I don't want to die, I'm too young. And I'm saying, I'm getting depressed because I don't know what to say. How do you tell a young woman, young girl who got incurable disease and the doctors have given up on her? She ain't even 25 years old. How do you tell her that? You know, you can't even talk about no death. I say, listen, baby, God is able to do anything he want to do. He can heal you. But you know, it's hard to get them convinced. You know. I'm going to stop. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Man, no man, ain't it something? You know, we talk about all this all the time. One of these days, and it's all over, I want to go and meet the Lord. I want to see my mama and I want to see my daddy. We don't mean it. Most folks don't mean it at all. All right. You say it in your mind. I'll see you when I see you. You ain't no hurry. I guarantee you ain't in no hurry. Ain't none of you in no hurry. But there are some things, folks, that we can't just ignore. You can't ignore it. I know I ain't 16 no more. I know time winding up. I know. You know, if and I reckon about it. I'll wait till I get 100 though before I'll give it any deep consideration. Well, we'll see. Priorities. Priorities. I know one thing. When it's time to slow down, you gotta slow down. You don't need to keep yourself for a little bit of dollars. You might can add about 10 more years to your life. That last season of life, I believe that you see it like you want to. When we get to the last season of our life, he ain't promised us of 10. You know, some of us there already. But in our last season, I believe you ought to enjoy life all you can. Amen. Do what you want to do. Amen. If you got the money to do it, do it. You want to go to Timbuktu, Africa, or wherever, spend that money. Don't leave it here for somebody to spend it for you. Our prayer come now.